there is a new fastest way to progress from the flimsy rod, the very first rod you get inside of Fish, all the way to the best rod in the game currently, the Ethereal Prism Rod, or even the Seraphic Rod. And both of these methods only require going through 8 rods, and I'm counting the flimsy rod as one of the rods you have to get. Guys, this is the fastest rod progression guide you will ever see on YouTube. Let's get right into it. Subscribe if this helps. Okay guys, first things first, when you spawn into Fish, you will have one rod that is automatically given to you. This is the first rod of the video. I'm talking about the flimsy rod. The next rod after the flimsy rod that you are going to want to get is right next to the merchant. It is called the carbon rod for 2,000 credits. Instead of actually fishing to get this rod, the fastest way to get it is actually by using codes to get you money. I'll put them up on the screen right now. Okay, as you guys can see, I have all the active codes up on the screen right now. This will give you more than enough money to actually easily buy the carbon rod. And good news, you guys, it'll also give you enough money to buy the next rod that we'll get into for a second. But once again, the codes are right here. If the codes aren't active anymore, just go online and search up Roblox Fish active codes. Anyways, guys, once you guys go ahead and get your carbon rod, equip it, and start fishing at Moosewood until you are level 5, because you actually need to be level 5 to purchase a boat from the shipwright. It doesn't really matter what boat you buy, just buy whatever one that you can afford, but no, do not buy an expensive one, buy a cheap one, because you need to use the rest of your credits to buy the next rod, the second rod of the video that is right across the street from Moosewood all the way over to Rosslet Bay. Once you guys are here, just hop off and you should be able to buy it with the codes. It's right next to this guy right here, the blacksmith. I'm talking about the steady rod for 7,000 credits. Once you get the steady rod, it is actually time to grind, because you will be unfortunately out of money from the codes. So hop on your boat and we are going to go to your first grinding spot, one that you are going to use as a immediate beginner, right behind Rosslet Bay, near Grand Reef, but not Grand Reef. Okay, let me explain. Come to Grand Reef, but make sure you're not just fishing at Grand Reef, because that is not a good spot to fish. You have to look for these little squares, and once you see those little squares, just go inside of them. Don't worry, you're not going to get sucked up by a whirlpool or anything. But this is the Atlantean Storm, the best place to fish for beginners. So guys, go ahead and grab your steady rod and start fishing here until you have enough money to get a 40,000 credit rod. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, to sell your stuff, you can just come right back to Rosslet Bay and sell your fish. And when you guys have 40,000, that is when you can get the fourth rod of the video, which is called the Depth Seeker Rod. This is the first rod that's actually good enough to the point where I can list off its stats. So it has 55% lure speed, 70% luck, 0.17 control, 25% resilience, and 50,000 max kilograms, making it a really good rod for the price of only 40,000. You may be asking, where can I buy it? So to buy it, you're actually going to need to unlock Atlantis. I know, it might be hard, whatever. Don't worry, I have a guide. I actually have a beginner's guide that in that video, you can literally just easily see how to unlock Atlantis. That video will be in the top right corner. You just have to click the eye. It might be on my face, like here or something like that. And then you can go to that video. Anyways, guys, once you do unlock Atlantis, the good thing is you don't have to unlock anything else in Atlantis to get this rod. So when you guys get to Atlantis, just go right over to the merchant. If you don't know where it is very easy to see. It's literally on your screen. It says merchant. And guys, right next to the merchant is going to be the Depth Seeker Rod. And you are actually going to be grinding with this rod for a long time. Well, honestly, not that long, but let me explain, okay? You need to grind up into 300,000 credits to get a rod that is called the Volcanic Rod. This rod has 30% lure speed, 90% luck, 0.1 control, 15% resilience, and infinite max kilograms, okay? To get this rod, I recommend not fishing at the best spot in the game, which is volcanic vents at daytime, because you're going to need to buy a bunch of sundial totems, and it's honestly just not going to be great for only having the Depth Seeker Rod. So once again, for the Depth Seeker Rod, to grind your 300,000 credits, I recommend fishing at the Atlantean Storm near Grand Reef. Okay, once you guys have gotten all your 300,000, you went to the Atlantean Storm, you grinded up, you're ready to buy the Volcanic Rod. That is when you need need to go into the Mariana's Veil update. It's basically this really deep cave down in Roslet Bay. And why is my boat spinning like that? What is happening? But I'm not going to get too deep into it because once again, I have a full guide on how to get into it. And this is just going to be a really fast video. So you guys have to get to the volcanic vents, which is luckily the literal easiest place to get to. Okay, and once you guys are in the volcanic vents, go all the way to the back area where you can actually fish. And in this area right here, as you guys can probably already see, right in the middle of the lava pool is where you can buy the volcanic rod for 300,000 credits. And what I recommend for you guys to do with the volcanic rod is enchant it with hasty. I do not have that enchantment yet, but that is the best enchantment for the volcanic rod and what you will need to have to grind for the next 750,000 credits. But yeah, actually, once you get the volcanic rod is when I recommend to start grinding here in the volcanic vents, but only at daytime, because all the rare fish you can only catch at daytime, basically making it super OP right now to spawn a ton of really OP fish and generate a ton of money fishing here only at daytime. If you didn't know, you can actually use sundial totems, which you can buy at Sunstone Island to make it daytime anytime you want. Anyways, I told you guys to grind to 750,000. Once you do grind to 750,000, you will be ready to embark on a quest to get the Rod of the Depths. And this is, once again, I'm going to tell you guys that you can click on the eye or whatever, and you can go to my brand new Rod of the Depths tutorial, and I will tell you guys how to get this super easily. But yeah, once you guys have it and you have your 750,000 credits, you are finally ready to grind again. Yes, you have to grind again, and this time the grind is a little bit harder. You actually have to grind to 1.7 million credits to get the Zeus Rod. Yes, I know it got nerfed. People keep saying it, but it is still the second best money making rod in the entire game behind only one, the Ethereal Prism Rod. And this is actually the part in the video where you guys get a choice. So I'm telling you to get the Zeus Rod, but only get the Zeus Rod if your goal is to get the Ethereal Prism Rod, not if your goal is to get to level 1000. But basically, once you guys have your Rod of the Depths, get your Rod of the Depths and fish here and use the Quantum enchant or the Abyssal enchant to just make a ton of money until you're at 1.7 million, and you can buy the Zeus Rod in Atlantis for 1.7 million. All you have to do is complete the Zeus puzzle, which is just super easy. And after that, once again, come back here with your Zeus Rod, but this time get a different enchant. You're going to want to get steady on the Zeus Rod, and you're also going to want to use seaweed for the bait, which you can get out of common crates. And yeah, it's overall a great bait. And then yeah, literally just fish here at volcanic vents, but only at daytime. So as it's nighttime right now, so I'm literally going to switch it to daytime and do that every time it's nighttime to get super rare fish here. And that's honestly all you're going to do all the way until you are at 15 million and you can buy the Ethereal Prism Rod. And yeah, the place where you get it will also be in my Mariana's Veil guide. Once again, just click on the guide. Now I'm going to tell you how to get to level 1000. So if you have the Rod of the Depths right now, what you're going to do is grind until you are at 2.5 million. I know it sounds like a lot, but when you're at 2.5 million, that is when you can get the Challenger's Rod. And when you put Clever on the Challenger's Rod and you fish in the Challenger's Deep at nighttime, the opposite of the volcanic vents, you will catch a ton of rare fish super fast, because the Challenger's Rod has a super incredibly good ability that makes you catch fish 25% faster, and that is the fastest way to currently reach level 1000. And once you guys do that, you will have the Seraphic Rod and basically complete the game. But that is the fastest rod guide in all of Fish to either get to level 1000 or get a ton of money and get the Ethereal Prism Rod. If this video helped you guys out, make sure to subscribe. Peace!